Our today's lesson is about volume of a cube and rectangular prism. When we are asked to find an amount that will occupy space and not just a surface, we are being introduced to another application of measurement, which is the volume. Volume is the three-dimensional size of an object measured in a cubic units. It is expressed in cubic centimeters, cubic decimeters, cubic meters, cubic inches, cubic feet, cubic yards, and others. Let us read this problem. A science teacher handed each of her pupils a rectangular flowers pot 6 inches by 5 inches. The entire class was brought to the school garden and the pupils were asked to fill up their flower pot with soil until it reaches the height of 8 inches. How much soil will be needed by each pupil? In the given problem, we are asked to find the amount of soil needed to fill the flower pot up to the height of 8 inches. So let us visualize the problem. The height of the prism is not given, but since the length and width are given, area would be length times width. Number 2. Suppose a pupil was able to fill in an amount of soil up to the height of 8 inches. So height, then volume is equal to 8 times height. This means that volume is just the product of the three dimension: area, length times width, and the height of the rectangular prism. Number 3. Suppose a pupil was able to fill in an amount of soil up to the height of 2 inches. Notice that an amount of soil occupies a space representing the volume. Since there are three dimensions, area, length and width, and height, we write volume in cubic units. 4. Suppose a pupil was able to fill in an amount of soil up to the height of 8 inches, which is stated in the problem. So this means that the total amount of soil to be put in the flower pot is 240 cubic inches. Therefore, each pupil would need 240 cubic inches of soil in their flower pot. Look at the figure below. This is a rectangular prism which is made up of unit cubes. Can you find the volume of this figure? The volume is measured according to the length, width, and height of the figure. So the formula in finding the volume of rectangular prism is B is equal to L times width times height, where L stands for length, W stands for width, H stands for height. You may study the solid figure below. This is a cube. Since cube has L equals to W equals to height equals to S, which is side, therefore volume equals to cubic sides, or S times S times S, or B is equals to cubic E, where E is the length of an edge of the cube. So the volume of the above cube is 5 times 5 times 5 equals to 125 cubic units. The cubic units we use most often for volume are cubic centimeter, cubic decimeter, cubic millimeter, cubic liter. So these are related as follow. In 1000 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 cubic decimeter. In 1 million cubic centimeter, we have 1 cubic meter. In 1000 cubic decimeter is equal to 1 cubic meter, and in 1 cubic decimeter is equal to 1 liter. 1,000 cubic centimeter is equals to 1 liter. 1,000 liter is equal to 1 cubic meter. And 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 millimeter. To convert the cubic unit of measure to its larger equivalents, use division. And to convert the bigger unit to smaller equivalents, use multiplication. Example. So, 5 million cubic centimeters is equal to how many cubic meter? So, 5 million divided by 1 million is equals to 5. Then, example 2, 4.3 cubic meter is how many cubic centimeter? So, 4.3 times 1 million is equivalent to 4,300,000 cubic centimeter. In example 3, 7.25 liter is equal to how many cubic meter? So, 7.25 times 1,000 is equal to 7,250. Example 4, 12,000 cubic centimeter is how many liter? 12,000 divided by 1,000 is equals to 12. And number 5, 3,500 liter is how many cubic meter? 3,500 divided by 1,000 is equal to 3.5. So for our learning task number 1, count the number of cubic unit to find the volume of the following rectangular prism and cubes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For our learning task number 2, what unit of measure for volume is appropriate to use the following objects? Use the given unit of measure, arrange from the smallest to the largest: cubic centimeter, cubic centimeter, cubic meter. So, shoebox. Number 2, matchbox. 3, swimming pool. Number 4, jewelry box. And number 5, flower pot. So, you may choose which unit is appropriate for that given. For our learning task number 3, you may study the illustration and answer the questions below. For number 1 question, so what kind of solid figure is the container? Number 2, how many layers are there? Number 3, what are the dimensions of the container? Number 4, how many cubic units are there in one layer? Number 5, how many cubic units fit the container? For learning task number 4, you may convert the following unit as indicated. Number 1, 2 million cubic centimeter. Convert to cubic meter. Number 2, 5.4 cubic meter. Convert to cubic centimeter. Number 3, 9,500 cubic decimeter is equal to how many cubic meter? Number 4, 15.2 liter is equal to cubic centimeter. How many cubic centimeter? Number 5, 25,000 cubic centimeter. Convert to liter. For your learning task number 5, on a grid paper, draw the following rectangular prisms cube with the following volumes. Number 1, 15 cubic centimeter. Number 2, 18 cubic centimeter. Number 3, 27 cubic centimeter. 4, 30 cubic centimeter. And number 5, 64 cubic centimeter. You may draw it on a grid of paper. Remember, volume is the amount of space occupied by a solid figure. It is the number of cubic units needed to fill in the container. Volume is three-dimensional, which is composed of the area at the base, length times width times the height. That is why it's always expressed in cubic units, such as cubic centimeter, cubic decimeter, cubic meters, cubic inches, cubic feet. The formula for finding the volume of a cube is V is S times S, or S3 or cubic side, or E times E, or cubic cubic E or H, while the formula for finding the volume of rectangular prism is V is equal to L times V times height. Now for your learning task number 4, which is your assessment. A gave the volume of the following solid figures in cubic units. And that's all. Thank you for watching and listening.